How's it going, everybody? It's AJ and welcome back to more Satisfactory, and in this one we are just going to continue through the milestones here for tier 8 as far as I can until I reach a point to where it's going to get to me needing to make a lot of something or try to figure something out. The next milestone I have listed is advanced aluminum production, which by completing this milestone I will be able to scan for water, nitrogen gas, and crude oil, but also be able to make cooling system heat sinks and fused modular frames, which I have a feeling I'm going to be needing those. And it doesn't really need that much. I have all this being made except for the radio control units, which just requires some computers and a crystal oscillator. So we also get resource well pressurizers and resource well extractors. Again, I have never been this far in this game, so I have no idea what any of this does. So I'm curious to see what happens. I'm gonna go ahead and get this stuff put into the lift to be sent up, and then we'll see what's unlocked. Again, just gonna be trying to see how far I can go before I realize, crap, this is gonna take like probably 8 hours to get this done. So here we go. Also, a quick update regarding the nuclear power that I had installed in the last video. Thanks to one of you guys in the comment section, I realized that the nuclear waste that this thing is producing could not be put into the awesome sink, and it actually log jammed my entire base, which was pretty scary, but luckily I had enough filters to be able to negate the radiation damage that it was causing. So in the meantime, I have all the nuclear waste just going into a large storage container, and this is filling up pretty slowly. It's not going super fast. I think it goes up to 500 for each one, so that's going to be a lot. So I have plenty of time, I believe, in order to figure out where this is going to be going in the future, because I have a feeling that this is going to be used for something else in the future. And so, yeah, thank you again for the comment regarding the nuclear waste, because that could have been pretty bad if I did not realize that, and I had so much loaded into here. But it's all working now. It's all back up and running. And I also just completed making the 50 radio control units, so I can go ahead and submit this up to the space elevator and see what this thing unlocks with advanced aluminum production, and how we're gonna go about using this. So here we go. So we got new buildings, new scannable resources, and something else. So can harvest nitrogen, crude oil, and water from underground wells.
Nitrogen, being a gas, does not need pumps.
It does not need pumps, pipeline transportation. Ooh, so it's using gas.
According to Fixit predictions,
all right, this is where we get a little interesting to see like how we go about this. So production, we now have unlocked the, so these basically, okay, so these replace the water extractors and the oil extractors. So you get a well extractor, collects pressurized resources when placed on the activated subnodes of a resource well, does not require power. I can just put this, I think those are going on those like weird looking things that I saw on the ground. They're like, it says like water or oil, but it's not like a puddle or anything like that, or like a liquid. It's just like it's like a solid form of whatever. It's like a geyser or something like that. I believe that's what these are for. Resource well pressurizer. It activates the well by pressurizing the underground resource. And then the extractor, okay, so you need a resource well and then a resource well extractor. And this requires power. Okay. Doesn't really require much though. I can definitely make this. So that's pretty interesting. So I can now scan for nitrogen gas and water, but I believe it scans it as in the form of like the geyser or anything like that. Same thing with crude oil. So if I scan for nitrogen gas, where does this go? What's near me? Okay, so there's one right here. It's impure. Normal, pure. Impure, normal, pure. I don't know what that symbol indicates, but it's actually pretty close to me. It's just over here. All right, here we go. Nitrogen is where? It's probably that thing right there. That little weird geyser thing. So there's numerous points. Does that mean I need... Oh, I needed more well extractors. Is that what that indicates? Alright, this definitely goes right here. So this pressurizes everything. And now I need to make... 8 resource well extractors. Alright, this is an insane amount of nitrogen gas moving out of these. It's trying really hard. What the hell does that mean? Oh wait, does this need to be... Oh, wait, this is making 140 per minute. Respawning lizard doggos? Yeah, it's doing 840 per minute. Oh, is it because it's fully maxed? Is this full? Oh, it's full. Okay, that's why it's not flowing. Alright, so now we just got to get this stuff all the way over to where the blenders are. Alright, it took me a while, but we finally got all the nitrogen gas over to here, fully being moved. Like, it's full. It's able to do 600 per minute in this tube, although I have 820 being produced. So until I get a better pipeline, I'm limited by the pipeline. So 600 per minute is all I can do. Now, in order to make the fused modular frames, I need to actually make it in a blender, which is needing aluminum casings, nitrogen gas, and heavy modular frames. So I'm probably just going to convert one of these blenders to make one of them, because I only need 50. Now also I don't know how much is needed to actually make it. So I also have this overkilled anyway, so I'm probably just going to just take this back right one right here and see how this works. So here we go. Alright, so to make a fused modular frame, it does not produce any excess fluid. So there's no need for this to be connected at all. So that's fine. That is perfectly fine. That actually helps out with however many I'm producing, so that's fine. Alright, so it only needs 1.5 modular frames per minute in order to make 1.5 fused modular frames per minute. And I'm only making 1 per minute right now, so this would need to be underclocked. For the time being. And then I would need to get the aluminum casings over to here, as well as the heavy modular frames. The only reason why my heavy modular frames are not being produced at their maximum is because of the screws. I'm needing to make 120 screws per minute, which I am, but that's only to make one. So I actually need 240, I believe, in order to get it to make 2. Yeah, I need 240 screws per minute in order to make 2. And I am not getting to that point yet. I redid my whole screw setup so that I have 240 being made. I think it's a little messed up right now, but I gotta check it out. So this right now is overclocked to be making 60 per minute of iron ingots. This goes down and it's split right here, so 30-30. This is making 30 rods per minute. This is making 30 rods per minute. These are then getting combined to become 60 rods per minute, which go into here, getting split 3 different ways to be 20-20-20, which is needed in order to make 80 screws per minute. So this is 20 going into here, 20 going into here, and then 20 going into here. This is starting to work its way up. It's slowly but surely getting to 100%. These are all then getting combined because this is making 80 per minute. So I actually need to make these to be not Mach. I have these as the wrong one. So this would be Mach 2, and this needs to be Mach 2. This is Mach 3 because it's 240. And then it goes into here. Alright, so this should be 240 going into here. So I can now overclock this. Be making, or just make it, so it's now making 2 per minute. We're good. And then also I went ahead and changed it so that the rods are now being produced over here. I split what was needed for the regular plates. So this is how underclock to just be making 10 per minute. I rarely ever use that stuff, so it's not really necessary. And then the remaining rods are being produced into here. So it's 15-15 being split, and then these are just going back down into these containers right here, like normal. So I still have rods being made, and I still have plates being made. If I ever need them, they're just not being made at the fast rate that they once were. But yeah, so now we have 2 modular frames per minute being made at 100% efficiency, I believe. So we are good to continue, and I can now basically split what's coming out from their containers over here at the lowest rate. Just make it like a regular Mach 1 conveyor belt coming out of the heavy modular frame right here. Have it come up and over to that blender. And then I also need to get the aluminum casings over here. And they all just need to be like 1 and 1. So it's just Mach 1 and Mach 1. So it's nothing crazy for what's needed over here. Alright, we got everything connected to this blender to be making 1.5 fuse modular frames per minute. It is now being made. I have a feeling I'm going to be needing to use these a lot going in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this to my main line and make a new storage container next to the aluminum casings over here to be able to place them where they're needing to be. So yeah, so we converted one of these blenders to be making the fuse modular frames. As it's going to be 100% efficiency, it's making 1.5 per minute. So I mean, that's as good as it's going to get for now. And then they're being merged with the line here, and then they'll be going into this container over here. And I'll just let these fill up over time, and then we'll move on to leading edge production. I got to make 100 supercomputers, which are going to be pretty easy to make. I can just do that by hand. It doesn't really require much. But I feel like the fuse modular frames are going to be way more important, so I wanted that to be for sure converted and put into this line. But there you have it. We are making some progress. I have a feeling that like this is the next stuff is just going to be crazy. Like it's starting to get to the point where like my brain is starting to just not process everything. It's starting to get way advanced, and there's just so much going on. And I'm having to like micromanage and change everything. Like this is starting to look really crazy. Like this is just insane. So like it is just a huge spaghetti factory now. It was once organized, but now it's starting to just get all over the place. It really is. I got tubes coming out from all over the place. I got conveyor belts going all over the place. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But there you have it. I think I'm going to stop it there for this one. We got it to the point where we're able to make fuse modular frames, which is nice. Glad I was able to get that situated. But yeah, I don't know what's next. Probably just going to fill out this milestone, finish this up, and then move on to the next. Which if I actually go and look at what is next on the milestone list after this one, it is particle enrichment, which whatever the hell that is. I mean that uses the plutonium fuel rods. Yeah, we need 100 of these fuse modular frames. We need turbo motors. We need cooling systems, which is made in a blender of all things. So I guess that's probably a smart thing that I did not actually convert all those blenders to fuse modular frames, because I need it to make cooling systems. So, which needs water and nitrogen, which luckily I have a lot of nitrogen being made, and the heat sinks are actually pretty easy to make as well. So I may be able to do that pretty simple. I don't know what the hell you do with turbo motors. I have no idea what that is. But yeah. And then we also can make plutonium fuel rods, which I believe uses some other stuff. There's also nitric acid. Like it's just so much stuff. So much stuff being unlocked, and it's getting really advanced, and my brain is starting to hurt. But yeah, there you have it, guys. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.